Hello and welcome to my channel. And in this video, we're gonna be swapping the whole interior of the E46 M3 from black interior to Imola Red. So let's do it. All right, so we're gonna start by removing both front seats. There's 16mm bolts. Keep the battery connected because you're gonna have to move the seat back and forth to reach the front and back bolts. So I have it all the way to the front now to remove the back bolts. Make sure you don't lose those covers on the front. Really hard to come by. All right, so 2 nuts on the front and 2 bolts on the back. And now after everything's disconnected, you can disconnect the connector. All right, same process on the driver's side. So I've been doing a lot of prep, a lot of gluing and repairing stuff. For example, those covers that came with the interior, the tabs were all broken. So I don't know if it shows on camera, but I did glue all of them on. I'm just using super glue. And the seat backing, I just finished this one completely, where I put some super glue on the edges and put some clips to like hold it in place. This one's done, so now I'm currently doing this one. That's how the process looked like. I just go put some super glue. You can see I put excess glue here. And I leave it for a little bit. And the tabs on the bottom, they tend to break. So as you guys can see, this is where like a push tab clip get put on and they are broken. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put like a piece of hard cardboard like this right here and glue it around that area. I did it over here. You can see how it looks like, and that will give it more support so the clip can fit. So yeah, once I'm done, I'm gonna, as you guys can see, the clips here are good, but the ones over here are broken. So I do have them, I still need to put them on. I got some epoxy and I'm gonna use epoxy to install them. Same thing over here, they're missing. So once I'm done doing the whole leather on the outside, I'm gonna use some epoxy and install the back clips, mounting tabs. All right, now for the back seat, you just pop up on it and it will be out. There's no bolts or nothing. All right, so after I remove the sides, now you remove the back seat and you just pull the handle from the trunk, and there's a T30 screw right in the middle that you have to remove. This is it, very small screw. There we go. I just had to pry it open with a flat head, but that's a piece holding the back seat together. And now you can just raise it up from one side and remove it from the other. Here we go, just like that. All right, so now we're gonna be doing the door panels. For the door panels, I'm gonna be using a T20 screwdriver. So there's one screw here, 2, 3. So 3 screws under the handle. And then there should be one behind this cover right here, behind the door handle cover, and one behind this cover. So the kit I got, those tabs were broken in the red seats I got. And I already did glue the tabs back on, so I'm gonna be extra careful trying to remove this one because I don't want the tabs to break as well. I am trying to sell the whole interior again, so I'm gonna be very, very careful with it. Here we go. So all the tabs are still on it. Be very gentle when you remove this one. All right, and same thing over here with this small cover. I'm gonna use a pick and same thing. I don't wanna damage it at all. I'm gonna try to get behind it and pop it out. And I don't wanna use any power tool. I don't wanna strip the threads on them. There we go, first one out. All right, so now we just need to pop it from the bottom because it's now pretty much is just attached on, held on by clips. So I think those clips gonna break. I do have replacements and you always have to replace them once you're done. There we go. Then once you have everything attached, you just lift it up. There we go, just like that. That's the handle. It got attached by itself. And there's the plugs here for the speakers. There we go, door panels out. So I wanted to show you guys this before I continue. Before I put the interior, I wanted to do some little repairs. For example, the back pieces, all the sides here were getting apart, the leather. So I did glue it back on. I think I took a video of that. I did it in another day. I'll input the video in. But now I'm doing epoxy on those pieces where the back attaches to the seat. And that's how they face. The opening is toward the top, because that confused me a lot. I tried to find pictures of how it looks like, if it's opening to the bottom or top. Openings to the top. And the side tabs, that's how they are oriented as well. So they open toward the outside with those two. And then over here, I have the door panel. This is the Imola Red, and this is my original door panel. I just installed clips all around the new door panel. And I swapped my speakers. My car is 2006. The donor car I got the interior from is 2002. And you can see it here. It's all over the place. They will show you Imola Red, and then 2002. Mine is 2006. Anyways, I have Harman Kardon. The Imola Red doesn't have Harman Kardon, so I wanted to swap it out. And honestly, my speaker sounds amazing. I think they've been changed recently. And I noticed that the old speakers from the Imola Red are really they're all ripped apart, as you guys can see over here. They all need to be replaced. And what's interesting, so if you guys see this resistor, this is from the old speaker, not mine, the Harman Kardon. This is the Harman Kardon. When I swapped it, I realized that this resistor or transistor capacitor, whatever it's called, the wire was ripped. So I just pulled out my soldering kit and I soldered this yellow wire right here. Hopefully it works now. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Another repair I'm gonna be doing is the wobbly mirror. It's a very common problem with the E46, and I got the repair kit for it. All right, so I just repaired the mirror. There's no more wobble at all now. It's very good. I found it weird how there's no power on the side mirror over here. I don't know if that's a common thing between in E46s. I saw the plug here like completely plugged off, and I wasn't sure what's going on, but yeah, I opened the whole mirror. There's no motor inside of it, nothing. This rubber piece is empty. Like there's supposed to be a wire that goes in, but I don't know if that's normal or it's been changed, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna put the new door panel on now. So here's the door panel. I'm gonna connect the speakers, door handle, and then insert it from the top, then the bottom. Just gonna make sure all the tabs are still good. Nothing moved, the clips. Okay. All right. Connecting the speakers. There we go. And now we put the door lock on. There we go. I think the middle tab was not on the right way, and I think it broke. But all around the edges is good, so I'm just gonna put it back on. I think it's good to go. All right, just give it a quick clean. All right, now to put the tab back on, that's the one I glued, so hopefully it goes in and it doesn't break on me. 3 of those tabs were broken. All right, here we go. Perfect. Doors working, speakers. I'm not gonna know if they're working until I turn on the car. We'll do that at the end. Let's see how it closes and opens. Okay, there's no rattling. That's what I care for. I was worried that tab was gonna rattle or make sounds, but yeah, I think we're good. Perfect. Man, I'm loving how it looks. I can't wait to see the whole car. All right, let's continue. All right, so now we're gonna start removing the rear door panel on the passenger side. So there should be 2 screws over here, and I'm assuming the same T20 Torx screws. But before you can do that, you have to remove this trim piece on the bottom, and you just pop it out. It's a clip, like all the remaining of the car. After you remove the screws, you pry it out and it should be held on by clips. So I'm gonna try to do that now. Okay, now to try to pry it open without damaging anything. And let's see. Okay. I don't need to remove this still. There we go. And it's out. So there's only one speaker connector to the rear speaker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 clips, and three are missing. 3 are broken, 1 is missing. So this has definitely been replaced before, and they didn't do a really good job at it. All right. So I lost audio again, so I'm doing voiceover while editing the video now. I wanted to show you guys the repairs I did on the pillars. So this pillar, it has been reupholstered before, but the tabs were completely broken. I fixed it by, I found the old plastic pieces. I used to super glue. Then I did something pretty cool where I put like a piece of fabric on top of it, soaked that fabric with super glue, and it actually worked out very good. Here I'm showing you guys the difference in that rear panel that you just saw me remove. The one from the 2002 is actually different style, and it got an airbag button on it. That's my 2006 one, and it doesn't have that. It's different shape. I never knew there's 2 different styles for those panels, but I found it interesting. Behind that airbag clip, there's supposed to be a screw, but on the newer model, it doesn't have that screw anymore. And right here, I'm showing you the sub and amp that I have. So I had the sub for a pretty long time. And I figured, hey, well, I have the whole interior out. I already have an Avon head unit, so it's pretty easy to install aftermarket sub and amp. So I bought a kit from Amazon, wiring kit, and I ran the wire, and honestly, I'm so glad I did because it sounds amazing. Originally, the car didn't have a double-din navigation unit, so I had to relocate this the AC HVAC unit to the bottom, and I never had a bracket for it, and it was always like rattly, and sometimes it comes out. I bought this like $20 Amazon bracket that's 3D printed bracket, and I installed it in it. It actually works pretty well, and it's a pretty nice fix because usually if you want to fix that issue when you relocate the AC, you have to replace the whole ashtray and the whole unit on the bottom. And it's like, I think Donovan sells it and it's like $80. So definitely that small $20 bracket was worth it. And I ran the wires all the way from the right side to the back of the car. Here's the whole kit. Here's the amplifier. I tapped the positive into the battery cable, negative into the car frame. That's the fuse right here, and that's the amplifier. So honestly, it was very easy to install. Since I have an aftermarket head unit, it's easy because you just plug in the RCA, and those wires will go into the subwoofer itself. All right, so we're back after a lot of stuff that happened. I installed the sub and did that bracket like I showed you guys, and now we're back to the door. So it should be the same process as removing it. Hopefully I don't run into any issues. Just gonna line up everything, connect the speaker cable. All right, speaker cable's in. All right, so I just installed the driver's side rear panel. I'm sorry, the camera ran out of battery and I didn't record that section. I did put the side bolsters on, you just click them back on, very simple. Now I'm gonna be putting the back seat, the back part, then the bottom part. And I'm sorry if I'm gonna be blocking the camera. I'm really trying to find a good angle for the cameras, but this is the best I can do.
so bear with me. I'm having hard time putting this like knob inside the holder, so I'm gonna use a pry bar and just to help me push it in place. There we go. So I use the pry bar a little bit on it just to give me leverage. I'll keep it open because I still need to lock it with the bracket piece that we removed earlier. Sorry, I'm blocking the view. I put them back. Now I'm gonna put this bracket back. All right. Gonna put these plastic pieces back. Now it's time for the bottom piece. The only trick with this one is just to make sure the seat belts, you put them through. So here we go. Click in place. Now we tuck the seat belts. Here we go. Back seat is done. All right, so now the only thing left is this door panel and putting the seats back on. So it should be the same process as the other side. The only difference is there's a plug for the mirror control. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with those details. You already seen the other side done, and the seats is pretty much straightforward. I'm just gonna bolt them back on. So how about we just cut to the end result so you guys can see how it's gonna look like. So let's do that. All right, so this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole process. Thank you guys for watching and see you next one. Bye.